sorority houses invited the sportscaster and myself to their house for dinner. On to the University of Wisconsin in 1953, where I majored in speech, radio, and television. And it was a blast, because everything was live. We made our own sets, and this was really television's beginning. At the same time, a lovely young woman named Phyllis was placed on my lap during a fraternity social event. And we've been together ever since for 59 years. Married in 1957, I entered the military service immediately at the Army Pictorial Center in Long Island City, New York, where I made pictures called the Big Picture for the military. I was then transferred to 3rd Army headquarters at Fort McPherson, Georgia, where I ended my active service and took my first job with the Boeing Company Motion Picture Department in Seattle, Washington. I got to interject here. My first job offer was at the University of Georgia in their public relations department for a salary of $3,000 a year. Just think about that. Our first of 3 children, son Mark, was born in Seattle, followed later in Ottawa by Lisa and Allison. In 1961, I was asked by the Press family to return to Ottawa and enter the family business, Press Drug Company. It was a difficult but rewarding move in many ways. We grew Press Drugs dramatically. We leased health and beauty aid departments in 3 shopping centers, and eventually we owned Top Safe Center in Streator, Illinois, and Park Plaza Center in Peru, Illinois, which is now owned by CBS. In the interim, I built and leased the present Ottawa Pizza Hut, built and leased the Peoria Burger King, and together with my son Mark, opened an Alexander Steakhouse in Columbia, Missouri. With Rotarians Bill Walsh and Gene Rich, who was then president of Illinois Trust and Savings, we restored the Zeller Inn and built the first outdoor beer garden in over a quarter of a century. We were the lone buffalo of our day. In 1986, I and John Grigalunas from Peru opened the Small Business Development Center at Illinois Valley Community College, where I was executive director for 20 years. In 2004, I was hired to my present position as executive director of the Ottawa Area Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Jim Barget and John Harbeck brought me into Rotary, and I served as your president in 1997. Rotary has been a big part of my life, as it has been for Lisa and Mark and Dan and my wife. And Jessica Braley, my granddaughter and Lisa's daughter, was our exchange student to Argentina. There are many stories to tell, many friends Phyllis and I have made, and being blessed to have all my children and grandchildren and now granddogs here in Ottawa. I've seen so much, and I hope to be around for much more. Thank you.